Radical.
I don't have the footage from the NBA right now to show you. I mean, I could get it, but probably if I showed footage in this upload, it would be copyrighted by the NBA. So I don't even mess with that. But what I will do is I'll leave you a link to it after this, after I speak my piece on Draymond Green getting ejected on a flagrant 2, which is not a shocker. He's had a lot of these in his career. But what's shocking right now is the level of the flagrant foul it was. Now, we've seen this guy straight up front, back kick people in the groin. We've seen him just recently stomp on the chest of Sabonis. We've seen him put a motherfucker in a chokehold. Not the UFC, not the NFL. This is the NBA, which is like a non-contact sport. Draymond put Rudy Gobert in a chokehold, drug him halfway across the court. And that was like less than a month ago. That was a couple weeks ago. He got suspended for just 5 games for almost choking a guy out. That's really light. Now, some people, if you get off easy, then you would say, okay, cool. I got off easy. I understand I got off easy. Some people defending him, saying that he, from his angle, from his perspective, he saw him had his hands on Klay Thompson, in the case of Rudy Gobert. Some people defending him say, hey, from his angle, he didn't know. He was defending Klay, right? Come on now. You don't get the benefit of the doubt when you're freaking Draymond Green. But right now what he does is, versus the Suns, he did a spin. All right, so Jokic was behind him, and he was in front. And it looked like, it was a close defense. I didn't see Yusuf. Sorry, I'm going to keep calling him Jokic. My apologies. Sorry if I mispronounce his name. But basically, the Suns player was behind him, doing probably a good job guarding. Maybe like he got a little bit of his jersey, possibly just a little bit, right? Draymond does a 360 wind up fucking punch. Now at the very end, I think he pulls back a little bit. It's more of like a forearm, because maybe he's like, okay, I don't want to look exactly like a punch, so I'm going to make it look like a flail. So he winds up hitting him with mostly his wrist, but a punch, a wrist, knuckles, wrist. The way he had it winded up, it was going to do some damage. Now, he mostly wound up hitting him, thankfully not on the top of the head, but near like his cheek. But he could have shattered some bones or something like that. He could have. And then, like a crumpled heap, Yusuf, I know it's disrespectful. I'm sure he's a great player. The Suns player went down like a crumpled heap. And here's how you know it was intentional. And it was not just in the interview. Draymond said he was just kind of flailing and everything. And he was trying to make it obvious that he was getting fouled or something. Before, the defense for him stomping on Sabonis' chest was, and he was a little right on this, Sabonis had his leg. And then before, just recently, when he put Gobert in a chokehold, his defense was that he was defending his teammate Klay. Here, there is no defense. The best he could offer up is, well, you know what, I was getting fouled, and I wanted the referee to see that I was getting fouled. So apparently, you wanted to see the referee, you were getting a light possible foul, so you wanted to knock a motherfucker out. He said he didn't mean to knock him out. It's kind of weird because usually what happens is, if you wind up accidentally knocking somebody out, you don't stand over them menacingly looking down at them, do you? All that was missing there is him bending over, looking and going, like in Friday, you got knocked the fuck out! That's all that was missing there. You think he would try maybe like, hey buddy, you okay? I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry. There was no apology there. Nothing. After that, he said he's not a person to apologize, but he apologizes. A half-hearted apology. Like, that's what happens. You apologize when you get caught. You know, there's a lot of you follow my Gerard the Completionist uploads here recently, so I can see parallels between, you know, him apologizing, half-hearted apology, and Gerard, not exactly the same circumstances. But when you have a history of doing something, I think the final thing I'll talk on is the suspension. I'm going to wrap this up with the suspension. Now, he got 5 games for choking somebody out. And within a month, not a year, not 2 years, within a month of this, he makes the NBA look like clowns, straight clowns, by 360 forearm, hammering a guy, knocking him out. So if you get 5 games for choking somebody out, what do you get for knocking somebody out? 10 games? A lot of people are saying 10 games minimum. But if they really want to send a message, what about more? What about 15 games, 16 games, 20 games? If they really want to send a message, not only to Draymond, but to the team and his little enablers like Steve Kerr, how about 20 games? At that point, you're thinking, if you're the Golden State Warriors, what is even the fucking point of having Dre out there? If he's just not sound mentally, if he's going to be a punk. I mean, I understand like sticking up for your team, being an enforcer, as they call it, but this is not basketball. You got a guy out there that he's not playing basketball. Kicking people in the groin, stomping on their chest, choking them out, punching them out. That is not basketball. I would like to personally see him step into a UFC ring. I would like to see him get knocked the fuck out. Sometimes all it takes is a motherfucker getting somebody in their face that's not a nice guy like a Sabonis or a Youssef or a Rudy Gobert, like a real motherfucker, to knock him out and make him understand that he can't just be bullying these nice guys. Also, I'm not going to go there, but there seems to be like a pattern here. A pattern here recently is this: it's like nice white guys. You know, so maybe there's a component there. I'm not saying there is specifically, but I'm looking at this. If it was on the other end and you had like a white guy continually knocking out black players, then everybody would be, you know, playing that race card. I don't know. You know, so at least Draymond, can we go ahead, if you're knocking people out in the future, can we knock out some non-white people? Hey, I tell you what, if you are a defender in the NBA and you're a white guy, watch the fuck out. I would be asking the main office, it might look silly, but I would be asking the main office, if I'm going to be defending Draymond Green in the game, can I put on an NFL helmet? Maybe you can get some from your local football team, just to put the point across. I mean, it's not illegal, is it? Is it illegal in the NBA to put on headgear like an actual helmet? At least give them some damn boxing gloves so they can retaliate.